For its last hurrah for 2021, Realme has added another member to its affordable Narzo lineup. On paper, the new Narzo 50i seems like a decently capable phone, but is it a good buy? Hi guys, Eman here of Gadget Pilipinas. Let's find out with this full review of the Realme Narzo 50i. The Narzo 50i's back panel uses a matte finish on two kinds of textures and makes it less prone to fingerprints and smudges, while also providing good grip for one-handed use. This makes more sense when you find out that there's no case included in the box. While Realme opted for a traditional micro USB port, those who use wired headphones will be delighted to know that they have retained the 3.5mm jack. Moving on to the display, this one has a 6.5-inch screen with a standard 60Hz refresh rate and a resolution of 720 by 1600 pixels or HD+. While you don't get the liveliness of, say, an AMOLED display, the overall viewing experience is still quite enjoyable. Unfortunately, Netflix isn't compatible with this phone, so you will have to resort to other streaming services like YouTube for content. The strange thing about this phone is that Realme did not reveal the actual processor it runs on, which in my opinion isn't a good practice. I mean, common sense would tell you that if you're paying money for a product, you probably have every right to know what's in that product. Despite that, however, a source indicates that the Narzo 50i is equipped with a Unisoc SC9863A processor. It's a chip that's essentially 3 years old. There's also 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage. For what you'll probably do with this phone, I think that's enough. Daily performance is generally good, and if you're playing less resource-intensive games like Mobile Legends, the experience should be decent at the very least. You don't get HFR support though, and the phone just isn't powerful enough for titles like Asphalt 9 or Genshin Impact. In fact, you won't even find them when you search on the Play Store. The device has a single 8-megapixel rear camera with 4x digital zoom and the capability to record 1080p videos at 30 FPS. Despite that, sample photos look surprisingly good with plenty of detail and a bokeh effect that looks convincing and accurate. It's the same case with selfies. Video quality is average, and with no stabilization available, you could get a lot of shakes depending on how steady your hands are. I tried my best in the sample, but well, Narzo 50i comes pre-installed with Realme UI Go Edition on top of Android 11, which means it's lighter to run and consumes less space. Apart from the default Google apps, I could only find a couple of pre-installed apps, which is good, but Realme's folders of suggested apps are still there. Saving as much space as they could, this version of Realme UI does not offer some of the features in the non-Go version. There's no game space, no assistive sidebar, no split screen, and no app clone. There is, however, digital well-being, smart controls, and face unlock, which will be very useful since this doesn't have a fingerprint scanner. You get a 5000 mAh battery, which scored 14.5 hours on PCMark's Work 3.0 benchmark. There's no fast charging support, and recharging from 0 to full took around 3 hours. So, how would I rate the Realme Narzo 50i? Let's start by judging the phone without the price tag. It's got a nice look and feel, the cameras are surprisingly good for stills, and battery life is excellent. The downside is that it uses a processor that's not only hugely underwhelming in terms of performance, even for my own standard for a budget phone, but it's also quite outdated. Now, put a 6,290 pesos price tag to that package. See the picture? A bit of research would tell you that there's at least one device in the same price range that is significantly better in terms of value, and you only need to up your budget just a little bit more. So that's it for our review of the Realme Narzo 50i. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. You may also visit gadgetpilipinas.net or look for Gadget Pilipinas on Facebook for more tech-related content. This is Eman. Thank you for watching.